What is going on, guys? How's it going today? My name is Scapenomics, and welcome back to another flipping and money-making live stream. Guys, today we're trying to flip to figure out the new meta as real-time prices have come to old school RuneScape, okay? So any item at any point, we can find the margin on it without a margin check, which has completely changed the way that people go about flipping in old school RuneScape. So I'm still here trying to flip around, trying to figure out what is the best way to actually active flip and still make a profit with these real-time prices. And of course, I put a video out on that today, kind of discussing my first initial impressions of the update. And as time goes on, I'll bring you guys more guides on how I think the best way to flip actively with this new price information will be. Could be a week or two before I actually get a solid strategy down, so please bear with me. I kind of need the weekend so I can just flip a bunch over the weekend and really figure out which way is going to work the best. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it today. We have Han saying, hey, good to see you, Han. We have Colin as well. He says, from my understanding, the wiki only updates every 5 minutes. It actually updates every 60 seconds, although that was how it was previously. They have changed it though to be a 60-second refresh, so the data is going to be a little bit more frequent. Lewinteg as well popping in, and we have Saints Fan in Van, or Saints Fan. Oh yeah, I said it right. Oh my god, I thought I said it wrong again. Saint, good to see you as well, Saint, over on Twitch. Now, enough of the delay. Let's get into the flipping today, guys. Very excited to get in there and get it done. So let's go ahead and see what it is. And again, flipping is very different now. We look up all of the items on the old school wiki. That is going to give us the margins. Gyroscope saying, good luck with your flips. Thank you, Gyra. And we have Some Nerd as well saying, I can't stay for the streams, but good for the stream, excuse me, but good luck with the flips. Thank you, Some Nerd. Hopefully you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Now, right off the bat here, I've got a bunch of items pulled up on the side here. I think I'm going to try and just get a Twisted Bow cracking back and forth today. One of the most frequent items for me on my flipping list. And the thing is, one thing that I've realized, these streams take place during almost prime time, right? So we have a lot of people who are trying to flip during my streams. And I think that with these new real-time prices, that's going to make it even harder for us to like flip on stream eventually. Now, this new flipping meta is still set up. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's still settling in, so, you know, people are still learning really how to maximize their profits off active flipping now, and people are still really getting used to how these flips are going to work now that prices are available to everyone, right? So, one thing I've noticed is items are quite easy to buy and sell compared to how it used to be, but margins are a little bit smaller and a little bit more competitive than how they used to be. Forrest Monk says, hey, quick pop in, early day tomorrow. Forrest, good to see you, man. Thank you for tuning in, and definitely get some rest for tomorrow, man. I won't hold you to it. As long as you tune in with us later on in the week, then I'll be happy with it. 15 viewers, 13 likes. Guys, be sure to smash that like button if you are enjoying, and let's get these flips put in here. So many people coming into the chat today. Lemons says, to survive, we must embrace change. Good luck with these strange new times for flipping, brother. Thank you, Lemons, man. Do appreciate it. I'm going to do my best here today. We also have Fright Leap saying, good luck, good luck. These items are being strange at the moment. We're going to do our best, man. Now, I am a little bit scared for this Twisted Bow, considering how quickly it actually bought. Probably is going to come down with us. We'll keep a close eye on the Twisted Bow here going forward. Now, it actually looks like we're off margin here on the Twisted Bow right off the bat. So that's the thing is, like, you know, exactly when you're off margin, and you can relist immediately if you're off. So I think, honestly, that is a plus. Obviously, the negative side of that is you have to update your flips frequently, literally every single second, just to make sure you can actually get a buy and a sell offer going, which is kind of a pain if you ask me. I mean, I kind of like the old method of just doing a margin check and then, just kind of like waiting for the item to fill. It was a little more relaxing. Now we have to be a little bit more on top of our flips. That being said, we're going to adapt to the new meta as best as we can. We're going to figure out the best strategies, guys. I mean, I'm all about flipping on this channel, and I'm not going to give up anytime soon. Let's see. I do want to go ahead and flip some Hydro Leather here today. It does look like it's at a pretty high price. I'm hoping this doesn't instant buy. Okay, it didn't instant buy, which is a good sign. Now, we do have one bill on hand as well. We have Andy, not Sandy, saying, are you going to get that T-Bow for 1 GP? Andy, I wish, man. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do that. But welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by today. Hopefully, you are enjoying it. We have Jay asking as well, what's good, man? How have you been managing the new update stress? Jay, I'm doing my best. I feel a lot better about it today. Honestly, a lot of people in our Discord have been making a good amount of money with this new update in, so I'm still kind of figuring out my own strategy and how I think it's best to handle things on the exchange at this point. And I'm like, again, it's not going to be a quick thing for me. Like, I'm not a very fast learner. It takes me a while before I pick up on things and pick up on methods and actually get better at it. But the only way to do that is to continue practicing. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to just kind of go through a normal flipping session. I'm going to focus on improving my skills as far as this new method of active flipping goes and trying to perfect it instead of really maximizing profits. So if I mess some things up, I'm not going to be too upset about it. I'm really just trying to understand how these new items are, or how items are going to move with this new price data. And I've been working through that for, I don't know, maybe 3 days now, or ever since the update came out, really, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. And every day I learn like a couple more things, it seems. So I am coming up with like somewhat of a strategy. I hope to get a video out on that strategy as soon as I can, although I want to make sure it is like a well thought out strategy and I'm not just giving you guys a bunch of stuff that you can't really use to improve your flipping. Also, they're planning to change the 5 minutes to 1 minute according to the development of the update. I did see that OSRS Fright Leap. We're going to see if they actually do change that. Gem popping in as well, saying, Corey, good to see you, Gem. Thank you for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. I'll sell you mine for 3GP. No deal on the 3GP Tebow. Wild Muffin says, howdy. Good to see you as well, Wild Muffin. Now, we're getting distracted already. Let's go ahead and get some flips in here, guys. A bunch of stuff is not really buying for us. So, again, I think my strategy here for right now on the live stream is just going to list, I'm going to list everything and then kind of like follow up with every single item here as we're going forward. And that way, you know, at least we can try to buy some items here and anyway, just get some profit coming in today. But welcome, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. I know I am. I'm having a great day today, so I can't really be too upset about that, of course. And hopefully you guys are doing good as well. How are you adapting to all of these new flipping changes? I mean, it's definitely been a weird time for me, but I think I am getting a little bit better at actually working through these changes. Trying to grind some quests right now, says STW. Good to see you, STW. You're not that late, man. And let's go ahead and get another item going, guys, because we do have another slot open here. We've actually got a few slots. I'm just kind of looking through an item list right now, trying to find something good for us to flip today. Now, I do want to do the Pegasian boots here. I think we can get a decent amount of those. They have a decent margin right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit it. And we're going to go for 8 of these right off the bat here. Hopefully we can get a few of those going. Now, I also want to do the Justiciar legs as well. I think those are going to be good. Let's go ahead and list those. You'll see me looking off to the side a bunch. It's just because that's where I have the old school RuneScape wiki pulled up, and I can actually go through items on the side. So if I'm looking off to the side, please do not be alarmed. One Chris says, have you gotten a pet yet? Chris, I have not gotten a pet. I am still petless. I'm still waiting for my bank standing pet, which hopefully will come to me soon. So we'll have to see on that one. We also have Jay Hefner here saying, saw some guys playing chess at the GE the other day with a bunch of alts. What the frick? That's actually hilarious. Anyway. Maybe something for you won't have to leave the GE. I wish. I watched your final video of 2020. You said remind you to get a pet. Chris, I'm going to do my best, man. Unfortunately, we didn't get a pet in 2020. Hopefully 2021, that's a new year. Hopefully some better luck ahead than the luck we had in 2020. I think we can all kind of agree on that one. Frieza Saga says, so no more need for margin checking. That's absolutely right. There's no need to margin check anymore, as you can get instant price data whenever you'd like from the old school RuneScape wiki. So there's really not a need to margin check anymore, which is kind of crazy to say. Now, we're already down on this Twisted Bow, I can tell. We could hold this thing in hopes of actually getting it off for a decent price, but I'm actually not going to do that because I would like to just buy another one at a cheaper price, get back in on the margin for a little bit lower, and see if we can come out profitable on that. Now, we still need one more item, and I'm going to look through and try to find something that's going to be decent for us today, and I did find one. We're going to do the Bandos Tacit next. Try and get a few of these going here. And we're going to go ahead and list 8 of them. Now, one thing I do like about the real-time price data that is coming into old school RuneScape that you can leverage is you can flip, your entire quantity without having to worry about, leaving one or losing one to a margin check, which is actually a pretty good feeling. Lewinteg says, bank standing pet, quote unquote. Some noob asking for a free 100K following you. You gotta wear, like, a nice, like, expensive outfit to get a bank standing pet, then. Get the easiest pet, Scortizo. You know, he's not that easy. Although he's 1 in 60 drop chance, which is, like, nothing. But then you have to get the crystal. It's a whole process. Slowly buying those face guards. Let's hope we're still on margin for the face guards here. Let's see. I have like a trillion tabs open, so it's not the easiest thing for me to find. Okay, we're still looking good on the face guards, which is a good sign. We'll wait on those. Pegasians, still haven't bought any yet. I do imagine that the price has probably moved a little bit on those. It's not as fun, honestly, flipping now. I like to, you know, I used to like doing the margin checks and kind of having that ambiguity behind flipping, right? Now it's a little bit more, like, brain dead in a sense. It doesn't feel as skillful. Not that active flipping was, like, that skillful beforehand, but anyway. Just how I feel, I guess. I like the old times. What can I say? What can I say? Jay says, by the way, I've gotten low-key a little addicted to the Final Fantasy VII Remake for free on PlayStation. Forgive me for AFKing the stream. Jay, how dare you, my man? Well, as long as it doesn't take away from your Grand Exchange gains, then I'm not going to have a problem with it. But guys, how are you doing today? How are you adapting to the new real-time price data that RuneLite is offering everybody through the Old School RuneScape wiki? Really, guys, tell me how it's going, because I'm struggling a little bit. I know a lot of you are making a good amount of profit in the Discord, and honestly, I want to know, like, how you're doing it, because I need to improve my own strategy. I'm still, like, kind of working through things, trying to figure out what's going to be best for me going forward, and it, you know, is active flipping in my... Whoa, everything's moving all of a sudden. Anyway, we did get the twisted bow off, which is a good sign, and we're going to go back in lower for that, but we did instantly fill, not instantly, but we well, how do you describe it? All the quantity filled at once for the Ancestral Rope Top. So, usually when that happens, the item is crashing, so that's going to be interesting to see what happens to those here as we go on forward. Let's go ahead and see. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good on those. We still might be profitable on those. We'll have to see. That was definitely a really funky situation we ran into, though. Anyway. Brendan Charles says, what is your thought on bots taking advantage of the OSRS wiki prices? Will we be screwed? Definitely at times, I think bots could play a big effect in there, but at the same time, think of it as other players can do that as well and mess with the bots. So, yes and no. I think it's actually going to be pretty normal. I don't think bots are actually going to be a big deal. I did think they would be at first, but going, like, now, you know, looking back on it, I don't really think they're going to be a huge problem. I could be wrong, but, you know, if an average player can do it, then so can a bot, right? It's kind of for everything in Old School RuneScape. I do want to get another Twisted Bow here, guys, so I'm currently looking for that Twisted Bow margin. And it looks like we might be able to get a cheap one, actually. I'm going to go under margin here to try to get one for a lot cheaper. We'll see if we can get it, and hopefully, well, because, you know, the Twisted Bow kind of crashed on us a little bit, although we still did actually make a profit on that last Twisted Bow. Not too much, though. Alarit says, for the 22 people watching, be sure to drop a like. Definitely drop a like, guys. It really does help me out a lot. Also, if you're not with us on Discord, be sure to join us with the link in the description below. We're always putting stuff out on Discord to help you guys learn how to flip. And as soon as I figure out the best way to active flip with this new price data, I'm going to bring it to you guys on Discord first. Of course, all the information that I teach comes through Discord for the most part. And then these videos and the channel, I guess, is like another aspect of it, right? But if you want to get in contact with me outside of the streams, Discord is definitely the place to do it. Mohammed says, hello again. Good to see you, Mohammed. We also have Saku saying, Flipping has changed in a matter of a day. Yeah, dude, literally overnight, like, it changed. Like, I woke up randomly throughout the day. One of my mods pings me and is like, yo, check this stuff out, new real-time price data. And I was like, wow, this changes everything. Literally the entire playing field is completely changed for active flipping. So again, I'm here trying to figure out my best strategy, and I'll try to advise you guys as best I can as my strategy develops with these active flips. Dorito Face says, Scepter Gang, rise up. Oh, good to see you, Dorito. Wood says, as someone who flipped from 3 mil up to 120 mil, I was worried when the update dropped, but yesterday I made around 2.5 mil on Avernix and Dex Scrolls in 20 minutes. There's hope, I guess. I think as these prices settle in, they will definitely get utilized a lot, but as time goes on, graphs are developed for this new price information, and really a lot of detail goes into this. I do think flipping will become, especially not flipping in general, but active flipping in specific will definitely be hurting a little bit. I would imagine most players are going to take a hit to their profit, even though they have active prices all the time. And we did get that Ancestral top off, which is huge. Looking good on that right now. Not too many great items besides that, though. Probably have to adjust these Bandos Tacits. Let's go ahead and see where those are sitting around. Yeah, those do need an adjustment, believe it or not. No, Tacits is what we need. Let's see. I hate the new way you have to put in information here, which is, it's just like, it's not super convenient for me, okay? I'm a lazy man, what can I say? Dex and Arcane Scrolls have crashed so bad, and I honestly, this has been my thesis since the beginning of time, literally, since like the Dex was at like 60 mil. These things are going to keep coming down in price, okay? Because as more players actually get the Dexterous, less players need them, right? But people are going to consistently raid, raids 1 forever, right? Raids 1 is not going anywhere, even if the rewards are bad. I think people will still do it. Let's see. So my thought process on that is like, as time goes on, there's less demand for the Dexterous, and it's just going to continue to fall in price until it gets to a point where, lower accounts or people that are just starting to the game or don't have that much cash can actually afford them. Aziz says, howdy, Mr. Scapenomics. Good to see you, Aziz. Thank you for tuning in today, and welcome back to the stream. We have Haruko saying, hey everyone, how are you doing? Good to see you, Haruko. Thank you for tuning in as well. Hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two today as I try to navigate this new environment of flipping. I mean, now that real-time prices are available in old school RuneScape, it's a little bit crazy, and I'm trying to figure out my strategy for this. Opinions on the direction of the Avernick. I know it's your favorite item. Probably also downward, but probably not as quickly as the Dexterous, if I had to guess. But over time, definitely down. I mean, it's just like, think about simple economics behind these items, right? Like, it just logically makes sense. Unless there's like a massive spike in the player base that like somehow drives it up in the short term, but I don't expect that to come anytime soon. I do think we need item syncs. I made a video on that a long time ago, but, I would like them to do like, small, like they make one item that you get from a boss that is like a thing that you can attach to another item that gives it a small upgrade and then like degrades the item, kind of like the abyssal, what do they call it, the tentacle. That's what I'd like to see. But anyway, Will the Beast giving us a follow over on Twitch. Do appreciate it, man. Welcome to the flipping team. Let me know if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash tag or anything related to flipping in general. Let's see here. I'm still trying to navigate a couple items here. I really hate the way that you have to monitor your items now. It's just, honestly, it's so annoying. Anyway, we're going to do the Bandos Godsword next in this open slot. And then we're going to follow up on all of our flips here, make sure we're on margin for everything, and we're going to go from there. Basically, the days of, like, really just, like, quote-unquote actively flipping, but like not paying that much attention. Those days are, I think, unfortunately long gone for us here on these streams. It's going to be a lot of just maintaining things right off the bat, making sure we're on margin for a lot of this stuff, and just kind of going try-hard when it comes to the Grand Exchange, which, we've been try-harding for quite some time, but you know how it is. Anyway, I do want to adjust the Justiciar leg guards here. Maybe we can get a better margin on those. And we'll go ahead and list 8 of those. Give me 1 sec, guys. Just going to run across the room for a second. All right, we are good to go. We are back and ready to flip, trying to figure out the best ways to utilize this new price data to actually make some money on active flipping. We did get all the face cards as well, which is great. What's your profit on an average day? Z, I would say it's, I don't know, it depends. Like, depends how many hours I flip. I usually average, like, I would say 4 mil an hour is about right for me. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Really depends. Let's see. Ooh, not as good of a margin anymore on those face guards. We'll see if we can get them off for there. Not too sure about it, though. We still have 28 mil. Let's try and just flip something that's relatively easy to flip. I haven't actually tried a ton of high-volume items yet. I don't really know how they're going to work out, but I want to try something like the Magic Log, where you can still perform a manual margin check without having too much difficulty. And since they're not that expensive, those Magic Logs, you can just feel free to margin check it without a problem. Looks good to me. We'll leave that there. Let it do its thing. We'll see how it goes. It's sad to say, but I think bossing has finally surpassed GP per hour on flipping. I definitely don't think that's the case. Because here's the thing. If you do an overnight flip and it's like 10 mil, that's like still like 2 mil an hour. Like, I mean, well, it depends how long you're logged off, but you can still make a lot that way. Now, I think active flipping is definitely going to struggle, but one thing that I've seen is a lot of people in our Discord group are actually making a good bit of GP per hour, even with the real-time price data. So I'm just curious, like, how they're actually doing it. I'm trying to figure out the best way that I can do it. You definitely have to pay a lot of attention to your flips. There's no doubt about that. Let's see where that Twisted Bow went here. Yeah, it definitely looks like the Twisted Bow is coming down in price. We'll leave it there. We'll see what happens. Mohammed says, how frequently do the prices on the real-time prices in the wiki update? They update about, I think, every 5 minutes currently. I think that's what it is. But they're going to move that to every 1 minute. So it's going to be even more frequent of data. Queen Saraha popping in as well. Good to see you, Queen. He says, how is the outlook for flipping content? Active flipping, I'm not too, I'm still trying to figure out the new meta myself. It seems promising. I mean, a lot of people have been making a good bit of GP per hour, but I do think it's still pretty early on to this change. I don't think anything too crazy. Like, people are still adjusting, right? Some people probably still don't even know about this change, and as that kind of the word gets out, it's going to spread more, it's going to become harder. Now, that being said, I don't think it's the end of active flipping. I think the meta has definitely changed, and I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, it's definitely gotten a lot more difficult than it previously was, and I think profits are going to be a lot less than they used to be over time. But again, I could be completely wrong. I do think, though, for overnight flipping, passive flipping, investments, I think that this is a great update for those 3 fields. Haruko says, can you give me some advice about overnight flipping? I definitely can. So overnight flipping, there's going to be a new guide coming out on that soon as this new data kind of gets put into the GE tracker graphs and everyone gets used to that, right? So I will definitely bring more overnight content to the channel. Now, just some basic tips off the bat. Since you still need to use GE Tracker to figure out where these items are trading overnight, I recommend you go to GE Tracker, you look at the daily view, you look at where the price is trading around in a daily range, and then just list near the daily lows. I mean, a little bit over, a little bit under, depending on depending on the direction of the item, basically, and you just go from there, honestly. I saw a dude have 17 bill an hour in your Discord. He just did one flip and then he screenshotted it and it was 17 bill an hour. But yes, definitely very good. Is that a Twisted Bow? Yes, it is a Twisted Bow. And we did get those Pegations off, so that was actually a lot better than I thought. Very nice to see that. We also got all of the magic logs as well. We're going to turn around and sell those back on the Grand Exchange here. We're going to see if we can make a little bit of money on those. Whew! All right, we're not looking too bad right now. 895K, currently averaging about 2.4 mil an hour, which is quite low. But considering the new meta, we're not doing terrible. I mean, I would like to do a little bit better, but again, I'm still getting used to it. I have to adjust all my prices constantly here, which is not, you know, the best. But again, hey, when it's time for a new meta, you know, I've got to adjust, right? So I'm definitely not going to be left behind as it comes to active flipping. I do want to know what the best strategy is going forward. And until I figure it out, I'm going to keep making content and keep exploring flipping, and we'll get there, boys. $3.99 coming in from Saraha. I don't know why the notification did not pop up on stream. I do apologize for that, Queen. But thank you for the $4. He says, this man is out here flipping twisted bows, guys. We've been flipping twisted bows. Oh, there's the donation. We've been flipping twisted bows for quite some time, man. We've been on it, man. So, Queen, again, thank you for the $4, man. Seriously, do appreciate it. Where you been, Queen, man? Haven't really heard from you too much. Hopefully you're doing well. And, yeah, thank you for stopping by, man. Do appreciate it. Anykeys says hello. Good to see you, Anykeys. Thank you for tuning in. And Mohammed also chiming in saying this new meta could be a little fun in the long run. We'll have to see. I mean, again, still getting used to how these new active flips are going to work. Will it be really profitable? Will it not be really profitable? Still trying to figure out what it's going to look like. So going forward, again, no idea. Going to keep exploring it as, you know, this data gets put into GE Tracker or other websites. We're definitely going to follow up on this, and I'll keep you guys in the loop on that. As soon as I find out my best strategy for doing all of this, then, again, I'm going to keep you guys in the loop on that, and we're going to grow as a team. And, yeah, I mean, that's really it. I mean, I'm still a little bit stressed about this new update, but I think in the long run, it's going to be a good update. Just have to believe. Took a little break from the old RuneScape. Didn't want to get burned out. I get it, Queen. Definitely, man. Got to take a break every once in a while. I understand. We do have to adjust these ancestral rope tops. Now, I don't really know where these are trading, so we'll have to see here. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Just trying to look for it. Looks like the ancestral rope tops are coming back down in price, but I'm not going to crumble that easily on the price point. I still want to make a good amount of money on those, so I think if we leave them where they're currently listed, we will be able to move those around. Also, definitely struggling on the Bandos Tacit as well. You can see how much competition we have now with this new update, right? Like, everything we're putting in here, we cannot leave anything and let it buy out. It almost immediately gets overcut or undercut, so we have to be very on top of how we actually flip these items here and just really figure out what's the best way to go about it. I mean, again, trying to figure it out as best I can. I don't like how active it is now, but again, you got to get with the times, right? So this new strategy is quite interesting. You just have to be very, very active on your flips. So I could definitely see myself rotating into a more longer, not longer term, but like a more like larger window for flips, right? So 3 to 4 hour flips consistently throughout the day compared to, I don't know, active flipping sessions twice a day. You know what I mean? German says, so you are the reason why my ancestrals aren't selling. No, you're the reason mine aren't selling. Good to see you, German man. Thank you for tuning in today, and welcome to the stream. Rip Ancestral Tops, says Travis. Please don't die on us, Ancestral Tops. That's all I need to know. Oh, sorry, someone else asked this earlier as well about the market crash. Now, yes, RuneScape is definitely in more of a deflationary period. A lot of item prices are coming down. I didn't see Flipping Old School's video on this, but if I had to guess, he probably talks about bots getting banned, or does he not talk about that? Because that would be my guess. Wait, where did we buy these? Hold on. Oh yeah, we're good. But I mean, you know, this happens in RuneScape, right? There's just giant cycles. You have items that will go, everything is going up, then everything's going down. Everything's going up, everything's going down. And these cycles happen time and time again here on old school RuneScape. This like deflationary period is probably the fourth I've seen since starting to really play the game and flip and really get into data and stuff like that. So this is like the fourth or fifth one I've seen. It does happen from time to time, and then eventually the market will turn around and go up, 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 up until the same entire cycle happens again. Honestly, items don't really trade sideways that much in this game. There's not really a large like time frames where items are just trading sideways the entire time. So again, it's mostly about the PVM integrity changes that Jagex has planned, apparently. Yes, that definitely plays into some of it, but it also, a lot of item prices are being affected nonetheless, so I honestly think it's a lot of bots getting removed from the game, a lot of the GP supplies coming out of the game, which makes a GP worth more, right? If bots are getting banned with mass amounts of GP and tons of GP is leaving the game, you want GP. And items, you know, items in return are going to get sold off, come down in price, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. I mean, one thing that I think a lot of players make as a mistake is they try to invest in on these dips when honestly they have no idea how long this will last, right? We have no idea when the old school RuneScape economy is going to flip back around and start being super active again and kind of, you know, this bull run starts again and prices start going back up. No one really knows when that's going to happen. So trying to buy in on an investment right now is probably not your best bet. Now, the safest way that I tell people if they really want to invest in value stuff, the best way you can do it is wait until things start going back up again. Even if you're buying in after the item has gone up 10 to 15%, it's still better to know that buying it for, you know, a 15% increased price and just watching it rise past that is the best way to do it. I mean, a lot of these items fluctuate like 40 to 50%. So even just waiting for that confirmation, knowing those items are going to start recovering is the best way to do it. They've already bounced off what I believe is probably the lowest price they're going to hit. A lot of this stuff, right? I'm not saying every single item in the game, but like Sanguesti, Grazi, you can see there's a lot of price increases on those over the past, I don't know, I would say like week or so, you know, past 3 days to a week. We've seen a lot of bounces on those prices. So it's just something to keep in mind. RS3 prices going up and OSRS is going down. That could definitely be a reason too. Maybe more old school RuneScape players going over to RuneScape 3, trying it out, seeing how they like it over there. You know, there's these constant cycles. It happens a lot. I think old school RuneScape has been kind of on a dry run for really engaging and fun content. And I think that's also a little bit of an issue as well. We have a lot of people swapping games, swapping over, leaving old school RuneScape. I think that's honestly one of the biggest issues right now because we honestly haven't seen really any big updates for 6 months. I mean, not that I can think of. Is there anything that I'm missing? We're supposed to have that fishing boss, but we're still waiting on that one. Anyway, I think I'm going to go in and try to flip the Elysian Spirit Shield just because this Twisted Bow isn't really working, guys. Let's go ahead and try to get an Elysian Spirit Shield. Hopefully it buys for about that. Took them half a year to develop Fishing Todd. I know, man. High volume flips are still fairly safe just because they're so high volume that so many people are trading them that they will be definitely a little bit safer than a lot of these higher margin items, which are not as easy to move when everyone knows the price. We'll put it that way. Let's see, refresh these. Okay. All right, these tacits hopefully won't be too stagnant for us. We're going to wait for the Justiciar face guards for a little bit longer. We have a minute and 45 seconds since the last one sold. I think we're still okay on those. The Justiciar leg guards, we're going to actually put those in for a sell offer as well. I think we can sell them for like probably about that. Let me check up on the leg guards here. See, it's not as exciting on the main screen anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not margin checking a bunch of items anymore. And it's just, it's a little bit of a different feel when it comes to flipping. Anyway, we'll list the leg guards, let them do their thing there. We do have the tacit selling, not for a huge margin, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we're still going to try to get some of those moving here. And I do think we have enough to try the scythe as well in this extra slot that we do have open. There, we could try some other items as well, but I would like to try to move some big ticket items back and forth. I just want to see like how much these have been affected with this new price update. And I have been testing it off stream a little bit as well. And I'm just still trying to like build my consensus around if I think it's really detrimental or not. And again, I still think it's very early on into this adoption process of the new old school RuneScape data. And of course, we instant bought one. That seems to be the theme today. Instant buying some of these items here and just getting screwed on them. We'll try it, though. We'll try and sell this thing. We'll see what happens. Dr. Scuzzy, good to see you, man. We also have Andrew saying hello. Good to see you, Andrew. Scuzzy says, I've had to slowly flip after watching margins move and putting in offers and then waiting for it to swing around. Feels risky, though. That's what I mean. Like, it feels very odd. Like, you can list below. The thing is that I'm finding is you can list below the margins given to you on the old school RuneScape wiki, but then your item never buys. Well, okay, that one did, but that doesn't count, okay? Okay, we got lucky on that one. Literally, as soon as I said that, it bought. Are you kidding me? Like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and list this Elysian in here. We'll see if we can get it sold off. Totally lost my train of thought on that one, but this would be a sweet flip. If we can sell that Elysian, that'll be really, really lucrative. The GE is always listening, says Wild Muffin. I know, it's so weird. It always, like, anytime I talk good about an item, the margin's bad. Anytime I talk bad about it, it's good. Like, it literally is the reverse of everything I say. It's so funky. But yeah, someone left a good comment about market cycles. Oh, Jay did. He says, name for thesis, mastering the market cycles, turning the odds in your favor, OSRS edition. I wish, man. The thing is, like, with old school RuneScape, updates can really affect the economy and really, like, sometimes they'll kickstart the economy in a positive direction. Sometimes they'll put it in a downward direction. It's more common that it pumps prices up than it, kind of ruins item prices, if that makes sense. Start talking bad about margins and you will get infinite profit, says Gyroscope. Dude, I hope so, man. Sitting at the GE is awesome. Ooh, let's go, boys. All right. Huge margin on that. We're definitely cycling back in for another one. Let's hope we can get one, man. I mean, that was a huge flip. 1.94 million on the Elysian. Very, very nice. It's weird, right? Because you'd think like the Elysian now would have a much smaller margin, but you can still get a decent profit on these. And I think it's because low volume items are, again, low volume items, right? So they still hold a larger margin than a lot of this stuff. So I am happy we squeezed that one in. Very nice. One Chris giving us a subscription over on Twitch, man. Thank you so much for subscribing on Twitch, dude. Seriously, appreciate it a ton. Welcome to the Premier Club. We'll put it in as the VIP club of the Flipping Bank Standards Club. What am I saying? Just thank you for the subscription, man. Seriously, do appreciate it a bunch. We are very new to Twitch, so I really appreciate all the support you guys have given us on here. 4.8 mil in profit right now. Like, right now, we're not looking bad at all. I mean, we're really making a good amount of money right now, so it just feels really odd. Like, doesn't it feel really odd? How much profit was on the Ellie again? 1.94 million GP on the Ellie in profit. So, again, like, sometimes we're having success, sometimes we're getting screwed. It's a very, very funky market these days, and it's just very interesting to... This, like, new flipping meta that is coming out is quite interesting. Gonna look through some items here, try to find a good margin. We did get the scythe off. We actually did hit the original margin. We got Fed Joe with the subscription as well. Thank you for the sub. Do appreciate it. Did someone drop a bunch of subs or something, or these primes? Dude, thank you boys for the primes. Woo! We got any primers in chat? Woo! All right, thank you, but legitimately, thank you for the Prime subscriptions, guys. It means a lot, man. I'm just at the GE trying to flip it up, trying to feed my family. You guys know it's all in a day's work over here. Fat Joe says, no problem, mate. I had Prime already, and your guides helped me a lot with starting to flip. Thank you, Fat man. Seriously. I mean, there's going to be more guides to come as we figure out this new flipping meta, and just trying to see, like, how items are really going to interact going forward, because it's just a really interesting time we live in right now. I'll tell you that. The times are changing, boys. I'll tell you that. I am so beyond excited, guys. Like, so ecstatic for the new, like, data graphs that are going to be made out of this information. It's going to give us a new playing field for overnight flipping, and, like, I'm so excited for it. Like, wait until the new overnight guides. You guys are going to learn a thing or two, okay? Escape. I don't know if I like this new RuneLite data, 9.3 GP. It's, you know, stop putting words in my mouth, Wild Muffin, okay? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We're going to sell these magic logs. We're just going to get out of them. We did get another scythe, which is really great. We're going to turn around and put that back in for the same exact price we actually just flipped previously. We'll see if we can hit that one more time. Would be really nice if we could. We currently have 725k made on the one scythe that we did flip. Again, that's actually pretty similar to what the margin used to be. So, really, you know, it's like maybe active flipping got better. Like, I really don't know. It's just a funky time. I know I'm saying that a lot, like it's a funky time or I don't really know what's going on, but it's really the truth. Like, it's just very interesting what's going on right now. Where do I have money? There, we can get some money from there. The Ancestral Robe Tops, still not really performing for us. I'm afraid we might have to take a little bit of a loss on those Ancestral Robe Tops. We'll see where they're trading for right now. Yeah, definitely coming down. Actually, they're not coming down in price too hard. We could actually still maybe sell these for a profit. We'll have to see on those. I do want to check some easier stuff like the Amulet of Torture. I do think that because I have tried these before, I do think the Amulet of Torture and the Necklace of Anguish are going to be very tough flips now, because those are very common flips that are done like a ton. Like, people are doing the Amulet of Torture, Amulet of I was going to say Fury, Necklace of Anguish constantly. So these are like some of the types of flips I think will be affected a lot from this update. And let me see where that amulet is. Okay. Should be good about there. We'll list 8 of them, let them do their thing. We'll also get the Necklace of Anguish going. Also, more people endorse, so more people trying to flip as well. And I think a lot of people are trying, like, the same thing I'm doing, right? They're like, oh, I want to see how the new price data, or, like, what the new price data looks like. Is it going to help me? Is it going to hurt me? I think a lot of people are trying it out right now. And if things are, you know, I think it's just encouraged a lot of volume, which is why I think these flips are still good. When the volume dies off a bit, I'm not too sure that these are still going to be really good. That's the issue I'm having. I hope these don't instant buy. I think that's right. Okay, yeah, we're good on that. We'll cut back on the rest of the leg guards here. We'll leave the last ones here to sell, just because we're not really in a rush for that. I'm going to knock the Bendos Tacits down a little bit here. There still is sort of like a magic to it when you go to relist items as well. It's not like you just follow the prices every time, especially if you're down on an item. You don't want to just sell it back for a loss. So there's still a little bit of finesse in there and just kind of like figuring out how margins really work. But again, over time, I will be able to figure out these best strategies that we're going to use going forward. For me, at least, or what I'm finding to be the best. So, again, could be definitely wrong on that. I don't think we're going to get filled for another Elysian, unfortunately, at this price. So, I actually am going to knock this last one up here a little bit. I do want to try to get another one, though. Because basically the margin right now, it's telling me over on the wiki that the margin's like nothing. So I think that's wrong. We might be able to actually get a cheap Elysian again, but not as cheap as we previously bought. Lewinteg, I missed your comment. He says, you're going to be ballsy and try the Harm Orb. I actually tried to flip the Harm Orb the other day when the data first came out, and I didn't actually flip any successfully. I think I lost like 2 mil. Because that's like, that's one of those items that's so low volume that like, it's still going to be like a tough flip regardless. You're just going to have to wait a long time to get one at a decent price. But one thing I did want to talk about today, guys, is the Dragon Harpoon. Now, the Dragon Harpoon rocketed in price. It got to like 2.8 mil, I think, and then it dropped all the way to 1.5 mil, where it hit some resistance. And now, if you haven't been paying attention, it's on its way back up. It's at 1.98 mil right now, almost at that 2 mil mark again. So I'm not surprised to see that at all. I knew there'd probably be a big sell-off and a rebound at one point. I just didn't know when it was going to happen. So see, those investments are still very valid. The fishing boss isn't even out yet, so it's just one thing to think about. I don't know. I wanted to mention it today because I forgot to mention it last stream. We do have a decent margin here. I don't really have the capital to go in and flip what I want to flip right now. Let me do the... It says we're still on margin for the Scythe of Vitur, so maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer for that one. Yeah, we still should be good on that one. Anyway, patiently waiting, 5.6 mil in profit right now, guys. Looks like we're averaging about 7.9 mil an hour. We'll see if we can actually get there. 29 viewers, 15 likes, 13 over on Twitch. Thank you guys for all the support here today. If you are enjoying the live stream, definitely drop a like. Really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see more content like this. Give us a follow on Twitch. And also, join us on Discord if you're not with us on Discord already. There's a link in the description below for that. We teach a lot of flipping in there, whether you're a beginner or an experienced flipper. We'll definitely help you out and teach you a thing or two about flipping, and I know people in the live chat can vouch for that Discord group. We have Alex P popping in. He says, looking good, man. Glad to tune into the stream again. Alex, good to see you today. How are you doing today, Alex? How are you fending with the new real-time price data that comes from Moonlight that is put onto the old school RuneScape wiki? How's that playing out for you? Are you making more profit per hour or less profit per hour? Let me know. It seems like a lot of people are actually making more profit per hour, which goes completely against my thesis. And I'm just very curious how this is going to play out in the long run. And Fat Joe also vouching in. He says, true that. The Discord is amazing. I don't normally use Discord a lot, but since I joined, it's open nonstop. Freaking pumped to hear it, man. Anyway, we did get the Ancestral Robe Tops off. I don't know if we made 240k, so we can't really be too upset about that, considering it did come down in price on us. A little bit of patience made us be profitable in the end on that one, which is good to see. Now, I would like to go ahead and get another item going here. Just kind of looking for what's going to be best for us in this situation, and I do think that these Imbued Hearts are actually looking pretty decent. We'll go ahead and list 8 of those Imbued Hearts. We'll see if we can get those. We did get the Necklaces of Anguish as well, so let's turn around and sell those. See, it just feels like active flipping has become a very manual process now. Like, it feels like I'm just constantly adjusting items. He speaks the truth that Discord is my favorite one I've joined so far. Thank you, Lewinteg, man. Do appreciate that. We just try to keep like a really positive community in the Discord because we know a lot of people are new to flipping. We have like really experienced people in there. We have really beginners in there. And honestly, no one really argues or fights that much. I mean, we try to keep a very positive environment. Like any gain from anyone is like a big positive for anyone. Or we love to see when people are improving their strategies and stuff like that. Or just tuning into the streams, really trying to learn how to flip. That's what we love to see the most. I think it's the progress aspect of it. And even for people who are super high skilled flippers, I mean, I'm still, refining my methods. I mean, with this new meta, like I have to follow a whole new strategy. So just goes to show that even the best have to have a thing or two to learn. And trust me, I'm not saying I'm like the best flipper by any means, but I do think I have a fair bit of experience. Now, I do want to try to flip an Inquisitor Mace. My only problem with it is, are we actually going to be able to do that? That's what I'm kind of wondering. It's going to take too long, I think. I'm going to try to pull some profits here as we sell some stuff off. That way we can actually cycle it into some more items. No luck on the Elysian yet. We'll wait a little bit longer on that. We're still like near margin on that, so I don't want to rush it. Actually, we can do the, just this year armor set here. It should be a decent one. We'll We'll go ahead and list. Can we do 3? No, we can do 2 of them. We'll let that do its thing. It seems like we're actually buying stuff right now, which is great. We do have this last leg guard, which hasn't sold off yet. I would like to get that off just to clear up another slot. Probably will sell for about that. OSRS, Clue says, have you ever had success with Inquisitor? I have, but not since this new update. Since this new update came in, I found the margins on the Inquisitor are very, very small. Let me know if you found a different result on that. How do you get the overlay of the coins? I just use a separate capture and paste it right into my stream. Saints Van says, this new update has allowed me to try some items I would not normally flip due to the high cost of margin checks. Hey, that's another way to look at it, right? You don't have to pay margin checks now, so you're actually going to be more profitable per hour from saving the money on those margin checks. So, I don't know if I heard this correctly, boys, but did I hear no GE tax? Huh? No taxes anymore, boys. Come on. No taxes. Woo! Gotta love it, man. But you're still gonna eventually list an item incorrectly and still pay the taxes, so feels bad, man. Feels bad. I know some of you out there do that too, okay? Don't just blame me for that, all right? I know some of you sometimes list items incorrectly and lose like 2 mil, okay? Don't just throw it all on me. Lucy says there was a tax. Not really a tax, but we used to call a margin check a tax, which is because you're basically losing money to figure out where the margin is. So we usually call that the GE tax around here. Taxman's not gonna get me today, okay? The IRS will get me, but not the RuneScape taxman. Happened to me this morning, sadly. Oh man. Wait, we gotta check this imbued heart. I think we might have gotten an overcut on it. Yeah, we definitely got overcut on that. One thing I have noticed, since people do overcut and undercut a lot on items now, is it's pretty easy to see when an item's going to swing upwards in momentum, right? If you're getting overcut a lot on an item, you can expect that thing to probably shoot up here as all the supply is being taken up from competitors. And there's probably, you know, everyone's going to try to dump at once, but at the same time, like, they're driving that price in the short term upwards. So that's one thing to see. It's easier to see when like an item might actually increase in price, and you can actually benefit from listing the item higher and trying to sell it off. Let me know if that makes sense. Still trying to figure out how to decode that, but I think that's going to be a possibility. Maybe when the real-time price data comes out on GE Tracker and things like that. I think we're actually gonna see a lot of like easy ways to tell when an item's going to make a big movement. And we did get all of the anguishes off as well. Very nice. The good thing with the margin checks is that if someone else checked the margin, he bought and sold your stuff most of the time, so you had it checked out anyway. Exactly true. That, I mean, that was one benefit of it. Another thing that we touched on last stream is, like, now that real-time price data is available, PVMers aren't really going to dump their items immediately. I don't think they will as much because they know where the item is trading around, so they'll probably leave it in to get their best offer they can, maybe putting it somewhere around mid-price. And I do think that is kind of unfortunate because you used to get a couple freebies from like PVMers just dumping items back and forth. Not always, but sometimes. Kajat says, just started OSRS flipping. Any ideas for mid to high margin free-to-play items? Ooh. Free-to-play items, the only stuff you're going to find with a decent margin in free-to-play. Kajat, good to see you, by the way. But the only high-margin stuff you'll find in free-to-play is the gold stuff, like the gold trim stuff. Besides that, there's not really a lot of high margins in free-to-play. The way to flip in free-to-play is to really focus on high volume consistently across multiple accounts. I do have a guide on how to make 700K an hour in free-to-play, so that might be worth checking out. That does involve flipping, and it might help you out. Lewintek says, I'm really glad to see you happy, man. Not gonna lie, I could tell it hurt you last stream thinking it was going to ruin the active flipping streams, but so far, man, it looks good. So far, it looks good. Fingers crossed. Lewintek, I can't stay upset for long, but yeah, I was definitely upset last stream, figuring out that whole thing. I mean, because it was like 3 hours before I streamed, and I was like, oh man, like, how is this going to affect my channel going forward? Kind of put me in like a big downward spiral, but right now things are looking okay, so I'm not going to freak out that much. I do think, if anything, this new style of flipping does bring a new form of content going forward that I can make. So I'm not, you know, too upset about it. Things are okay right now. We'll see what happens in the future here as the data is more adopted and more widespread across the community. Again, we'll have to see. We're going to go in on the Sanguesti staffs here. I can't afford any, though, so that kind of feels bad, man. We do need to turn around and sell these Amulets of Torture. We haven't done that yet. Also, the Bandle's chest plates still not really operating in our favor. These will probably instant sell if I had to guess. No, they didn't. Interesting. Still no luck on the Elysian. I do think that's going to fill, though. I think we're at a good spot on that. No luck selling the Scythe yet either. We're going to knock that down a little bit here. We'll let that do its thing. Okay, cool. Looking good. Oh, we got the Amulets of Torture off. Very, very nice. Now I'm going to go in on that Sanguesti staff here. We'll see if we can get a decent margin on those. And yeah, we'll do 2 of them right off the bat here. All right, looking good. We are coming up on that hour mark, so we're going to try to adjust things around just to be safe, but we're looking good right now. We also have Fat Joe saying, but what would be really good for other aspects of the game is if the moneymaker guides on the wiki and the other money-making methods on GE Tracker have the real-time data so you don't spend hours for stuff that doesn't work really. That's true, actually. That's a good point. I didn't really think about that, but now you'll be able to check those methods basically in real time to see if they're going to be worth it at the moment or not, so I guess that's a plus. But you could kind of do that before as well. I don't know. Now, there is one thing that I have been experimenting with, guys, that I'm going to share. I'll probably make a video on it, but it's this aspect of, I'm going to call it market making, right? Where you just, basically, you take an account, you put a bond on it, you list like 8 items, you fill up your Grand Exchange, and you just try to passively buy items over like a month or two's time. And then, you know, every month or two, you bond the account again, and then you sell all the items back for a massive profit. Now, I'm trying to do it. I'm still trying to look for items which are really good to slow buy over time. Items that get bot dumped a lot, in particular, are good for this method. And I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do it is, because I honestly feel like if I master that method, then I can use another account to passively flip without even having to log on to it. And that could, you know, potentially bring me another 20 to 30 mil a month is my guess. I mean, if I get lucky and find some good stuff, but I'm trying to figure out how to use that. It's going to be at least 10 mil a month if I had to guess. Lucy says, the idea of live data sucks at the moment, but it's inevitable. Everything evolves over time. We just need to get used to the change. Absolutely, Lucy. And the only problem that I don't like with it is because, look, I didn't really have a problem with real-time price data alone, right? But the problem I'm having is when I live stream and then we have real-time price data, it's kind of an issue, right? Because now people can look up the items I'm flipping on stream and see what the price is, and they can flip them as well and kind of screw with me. So, like, that's obviously not my preference, but, I mean, it wouldn't be my preference to have real-time data, but that being said, like, it hasn't been the worst thing in the world so far. Chili potatoes for sure. Thank you, Clue, man. I'll check it out. I don't even know how to say your name, so hopefully I'm saying that right. Kluska? I think that's how I say it. Anyway, guys, definitely join us on Discord if you're not with us there already. There's a link in the description. We'd love to have you. Whether you're a beginner flipper or an experienced flipper, I think you can learn a thing or two about flipping in there, and we definitely will help you out every step of the way as you're trying to learn. Now, also as well, you can join our clan chat if you want. We are trying to grow the clan chat a little bit. The clan chat is Scapenomics, just like my YouTube and Twitch name, so feel free to join that if you'd like. We're trying to grow out it very, very slowly, so we just like to, when people pop in the clan chat, say what's up. We kind of have a little in-game chat going there. It's a small, tight-knit community in that clan chat. We'll put it that way. Kluska. I think I got it. Okay. I'll try to remember. And we did get the Scythe off, which is a little nice top off. We're probably going to wrap it up there. Wow. And we have these armor sets selling as well. Absolutely incredible performance here at the end. I mean, 6.4 mil an hour, guys. I mean, look, I don't want to be the doomsayer with this data, but like, that's pretty good. Now, it could also be that the markets are in a good spot right now, right? You know, markets might be better than average, which is why we are making a good profit. We'll have to see as time goes on. It's really going to be one of those things where, like, as time goes on, will this still be will we still be able to make the same money per hour than we were before? But right now, like, I have slowly been averaging above average profits with this data. So I'm curious about this kind of the meta going forward, because I'm not doing too bad right now, which is interesting. Very, very interesting for sure. Wait, that's not right. Hold on. Okay, that's good. A says, sup everyone, I was super late. Yeah, you're basically here at the end, and we have Lucy saying, really nice profit. Thank you, Lucy. I think we are going to cut it here, guys, with the strong profit here at the end. Really cannot complain about that. Although I was hoping we'd get another Elijah, try to get us near that 10 mil, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Now, I will be signing off here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. By the way, if you're not with us on Discord, be sure to join us. If you want to follow us on Twitch, we'd love that as well. YouTube, subscribe. You guys know what to do, man. Hit the bell, whatever you have to do to come back to these streams and learn a thing or two about flipping. As I adapt to this new meta, I'll be bringing you guys the guides you need. Join us in our clan chat at Scapenomics, in our Discord, whatever it takes. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good night. That's all I have to say. I don't think flipping is doomed. I think we're in a good spot, but it's definitely going to be a learning curve, learning the new stuff. Anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you all on Friday.